Good day, coders. This is Bagare, and I am here to simplify these coding concepts. So, if you want to build some sort of web API that connects to some database, this is a video that you surely don't want to miss. And if you're new to the channel, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. So now let's create our project, which is going to be our .asp core 6 web API. So .NET core the .NET Core, .NET Core. Okay, let's go back. We wanna be here. .NET Core, right? Web API. This is the one, right? So we wanna create a to-do service, right? So in terms of like the database, we have a prior video that I'm going to link in the description where we actually did the creation of this database, right? So then first and foremost, before you actually do anything, you want to set up the project. So what we'll do is actually install some packages. So this is the first one where we install SQL Server, right? Here in package management manager console, right? So we'll install that package, and that could take some bit of some time to finish. Okay, I think it's because of like the internet is quite down, right? Okay, yeah, that's pretty good. Let's go to the second package that we want to install, which is this package. For that to finish, let's clear our console so you can see properly. And then our last package that we want to install is this one over here, right? Right, so that's just all the packages that we need. So another thing is actually then you'd wanna like make a connection to a specific database that actually like exists and actually generate your models from that specific database, right? So what you'd want to do is actually, let me just space that out. You'd want to scaffold like a DB context, right? Which actually with your database parameters, which are actually like the server where your database is located as. So here we'll be using this Microsoft from the local DB, and then this is MSSQL local DB. Then our database, this is where we actually put in the name of the database, and then trusted connection will set that to true. And then we also need this from this SQL server, and then we want to have the output of this generated models in our models folder. So, in terms of where you find all of this is you'd go to Microsoft SQL Server Management Studio. You'd want to connect. This is where you get your server name that you place here. And then if you connect to that and then actually go to your database, this is where you get your database name, right? So now let me actually go to Microsoft, then go about co copying this line and actually pasting it here. Did this work? Oh yeah. And yeah, that's actually like run that. Okay, I think that's done. So now, since that is also done, now the next step is actually to actually create our connection string, right? So how we create our connection string, this is where we actually tell it that, okay, this is the database that we want you to use and all the other parameters as to where it's located at. So where we put in our connection string is here at our app settings JSON, right? So we'd want to say here connection strings, and you need to make sure that you type this correct. Then you can give it just a name, which we'll call default connection, right? And then we'll just pass in that. why do I keep on opening? Yeah. Then we'll go back here, this line, then we'll just paste that over there. Wait a minute. Yeah. So this is connection strings, and then yeah. And then okay, after that's done, I guess we have everything we needed, right? So the next step is actually to then add the migrations, right? So we'll copy this line, right, and actually run this here. Let's see if we actually do get it up and running. So yeah, that actually did work. So the next step is now actually to create, like, to add like our connection into our DB context into our application upon like running our web API. So how we go about doing that is coming here to our program.cs. So in our startup file, so what we will do actually here is from the builder services dot, we want to add a DB context, right? So this DB context that we want to add over here is coming from this models here, which is this TODO app database context, right? So how we go about then doing that is we'll say using TODO service dot model. I think models. Yeah. And then we'd want to add in this TODO app context, right? So and then we'll use an up arrow function, then OPC, then we want to use SQL Server, right? Which is coming from this Microsoft entity. I think I remember the word. Microsoft.EntityFrameworkCore.SqlServer. I think that's the one, right? So over here, and then we'll have that. Let's close this out. I don't know if this is actually right. Yeah, it is. So we'll use it from our builders config because we actually then want to attach like our connection string that we get from our app settings. So how we go about doing that is say builder dot configurations, right? And then dot, you want to get connection string, and this connection string we wanna get this default connection string. So what you can also do is actually add another connection string, and then you'll just specify if you probably on production to use like a connection string that's from a hosted stuff, maybe probably from Azure or something of that sort. So yeah, use SQL Server, right? I don't know. Oh, okay. Yeah, I made a mistake. All right, yeah, so that's fine over there. And that's just all we need here. So I can just say here, connect, connecting your database. Yeah, this is not the best comment you can get, but I think you surely get the gist of what I'm trying to do, right? So then the next step over here is probably to run this over here, right? To see if everything still runs, right? But obviously, at this phase, you can't necessarily like actually retrieve data. Well, you can, but we're not doing anything to see if we actually have like a working connection, right? So what we'll do is actually first and foremost, let's come here, right? I'll just open our user table, right? Do a selection there, and I think I've got a user in this table, right? So we just have one user and all those stuff. So since that's fine over there, we're gonna actually test if we can actually retrieve the users from our database, right? So basically with the connection, we are quite done. This is just a bonus over here where I actually test if this connection actually works. So we're gonna use an existing endpoint, which is from our controllers, weather focus controller, right? So what we then want to do is we actually wanna what do I wanna do? Okay, let me just move these over here, right? Then I would wanna also remove these eggs over here, right? Right. So here we wanna have a private read only, right? And this is okay. Probably wanna use this stuff using to do service dot from our models because I want to use this data context. So to do app database context, which is coming from our context. Yes, or you can say database context, whatever you like. And then over here, we'll just use the same thing. Aha. So here, we'll just call it DB context. Or let's just call it DB context over here. DB context, and we'll just call this our context. Right, so what we'll do is actually say our DB context, right, is actually going to be equal to this DB context that's going to be injected into this. Okay, so we would want to change this over here and say get users. So we'll call this method a get users. So let me just remove no, not everything. Well, everything. So we'll just want to say an HTTP get method, right? And then we want to create a route over here. And this route will be saying wanna get. Now we won't say get users. We'll just call it get. We'll just call it users public async, and then this is a task I action result, and then get users, right? Users, right? Okay. And then over here we would want to have a list of user, which is a list users, right? Which is coming from our DB context, right? Dot dot users, right? Dot we're not gonna have a word clause, we just have that, right? Did we have, yeah, that wasn't spelled right. And then what we then want to do is best practice would actually be wrapping all this in a try catch, right? So that if anything fails, our application doesn't break. Exception exception ex, and then we want to say return a bad request, right, with this message over here. And then we want to say if the list, right, if that list of users is not equals to now, right? If it's not equal to now, we're gonna return an okay of okay. Yeah, we're gonna say list users. Okay, no. What am I doing? This needs to come inside the try catch, right? Then over here we'll say if this is not equals to now, and list users dot count, right, is greater than 0. I think so. Nah, I think now. I think null is the one, because yeah, if it's not equal to null, just return this list of users, and then else return an okay of they no there are no users in the database, right? And yeah, I think that's all we need. So this is gonna be task, and then yeah, that's all we need. And then we just need to spell this. Right. Yeah, there are no users in our database. This okay. Why am I spelling this wrong? Okay. Yeah, I think that's fine. Let's extend this. Let's run our application, right? So then we'll just test this in Swagger. Let's see what Swagger returns for us. All right. So we'll have this. Oh, something that I didn't do, which I just like to do most of the time, is actually say in our controller, I like to have like just API slash user. So this is gonna be weather and then users. Okay, yeah, let's get that. Now Swagger will say API slash weather focus slash users as our endpoint, right? Ah, so now let's see what we get. Is Swagger working? So we'll just say try that out and we'll execute. We should get something. I'm hoping. Okay, so what's actually happening? Don't tell me that this is not working. Well, let's just wait for a response. Verify that the instance name is that the SQL server that, and that, right? So something quite went wrong, right, with this. So let's see. Over here, we've got this coming from that guy over there, and then let's now stop. Right? So that's coming from there, there. Let's see. Connection strings, and then let's add this data migration. Okay, so they say this is already existing, right? So what could possibly be the problem? Let's see. Let's try to run it again. I see. So the issue here is this guy over here, right? Yes, I guess that's the issue. It's just two slashes, and yeah, that was the issue. Okay, let's stop and run it again. So just make sure that you copy the server name correctly. I hope that was the issue. And let's just hope that was the issue. Right. Let's see. And let's run it again. And yeah, we get our response. So what to take from this video is actually to check that in your connection strings that your server name is matching to what you have here, right? When you connect, just copy that. Then your database name should match to the actual name of your database you created. Trusted connection is always equal to true. So with all that being said, I guess we are done with connecting our .NET 6 Core Web API to our Microsoft SQL Server database. And if you like this video, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Now, peace.